Anne is my name. I'm 36 years old. Mark and I have been married for 10 years. Joshua is our 7-year-old son. We used to be good friends. We were glad before, but now I feel something different. Mark has changed over the last few months. His dinner is quiet, he watches TV, and then he goes to bed. He says that he takes the weekend off to meet people or play golf. He also locks himself in his home office sometimes. He always says, "I'm busy." I used to help him with his paperwork and money, but now he won't let anyone help him. It's like, I don't trust anyone. I didn't spot the change at first. It began small. His phone faced down and he stopped asking me about my day. Some nights he whispered on calls outside, "It's just work." A long time ago, we had little rituals. Every night we sat down, laughed, and looked at each other lovingly while making Turkish tea. There is now silence. There was no tea, no talking, and no us. Lucas and I went to my mom's house last week. He held up his little toy car and asked, "Why, Mommy?" I forced a smile and said, "Because I want to spend time with Dad." In the evening, I made dinner, lit some lights, and waited. Mark didn't look at me much when he got home. "Hi," I said in a soft voice. He answered, "Hey," but his eyes were still on his phone. He ate alone and then went to bed right away. As I sat in the kitchen and looked at the time, my tea got cold. I felt like a stranger in my own home for the first time. I made up my mind that night that I couldn't keep lying. I needed to talk to him. Fried chicken with garlic and lemon was his favorite meal. I put on makeup, wore the red dress he used to love, and fixed my hair. He was so tired that his shoulders slumped when he got home. It was him who didn't see the lights. He didn't see me. "Mark," I said very quietly, "can we talk?" After some thought, he sat down on the couch with me. "You've changed," I said in a low voice. "We don't laugh. We don't talk. You no longer see me." He didn't say anything as he looked down at his hands. "Do you still love me?" I asked after taking a deep breath. He looked at me with tired eyes. "Yes, I do. I'm just upset. There's a lot of work to do right now." Even though I agreed, I wasn't really sure. That's why I asked the question I was most afraid of. "Is there someone else?" His head went up. He quickly said, "No, never. Anne, I just need some time. Allow some time." He made me want to believe him. I replied, "Okay, I'll wait." I still felt alone, though. Weeks went by, things didn't change. Mark still arrived home late, dodged my gaze, and kept his phone close by. In the evening, Lucas sat next to me and asked, "Mommy, why is Dad always mad these days? What did I do wrong?" I gave him a tight hug. "No, kid," I said with tears in my eyes. "It's not you." I tried to get us a trip for the weekend. Mark replied, "Not now, Anna. Maybe next month." I held our wedding book in the dark that night and traced our smiles with my fingers. I wondered where we had lost each other. After a week, I sent Lucas back to my mom's house. We might be able to get back in touch. But Mark didn't say a word when he got home. He went right into his office. When I walked by the door, I put my hand on the knob but couldn't knock. While I sat in the kitchen and traced the edge of my cold mug, I asked myself in a whisper, "Does he even see me anymore?" After he went to bed that night, something changed inside me. I knew I could not keep living this way. Mark was in the shower the next night after putting Lucas to bed. The table had his phone on it. The screen came on. Something. My heart stopped. It came from a woman. "I miss you. Today, did you think about me?" I went cold. It was shaking my hand. I didn't need to open it. The words were enough. Mark smiled as he walked out of the bathroom like nothing was wrong. When I looked at him, my heart broke. That night, I lay next to him and didn't say a word. He fell asleep easily. I quietly cried, lost in a sadness I didn't even know existed. I waited in the living room the next night after Lucas went to sleep. I told Mark to sit down when he came out of his office. We need to talk. He made a face. Anna, I'm worn out. Can we? I spoke up, though. I now put his phone down on the table. I read the message. His face turned white. It's not what you think, he spoke slowly. Not what I believe. My voice was shaking. She feels lonely without you. She wants to know if you had a good day. He rubbed his head. There was only talk. I was upset. I had to have someone. I stopped him because tears were in my eyes. Not your wife? Not the woman you were with for 10 years? He let out a heavy sigh and turned his eyes down. It didn't have to go this far. Anne, I'm sorry. I looked at him with a tight chest. You looked me straight in the eyes. I was told to wait. I believed in you. What did that do to me? He spoke quietly. I loved you all the time. I slowly shook my head. Mark, no, this isn't love. Love is not a secret. Love doesn't make me feel like I'm not seen. The room was very quiet. Two people who used to share everything are now strangers. It was finally me who said, I can't live like this anymore. I put together a small bag for Lucas and me that night. There is a letter on the table that I left there. Mark, I still love you. I still have hope for us, but I can't be the only one willing to try. I was told to wait. There I was. I need to find myself now. I kissed Lucas on the head, took the bag, and went to the door. Even though my hand was shaking, my heart was still. I turned around and didn't look back. Some cuts won't heal on their own. A promise that has already been broken can't always be kept. That night, I came to understand something. Love isn't always enough, and picking yourself up is sometimes the hardest thing you can do. I picked peace over pain. This story was fun to read. Please like, comment, share, and follow if you did.